What's going on, everyone? Gormy here. Today, I am bringing you guys the keys to having a successful club. Now, what I mean by that is what goes into making sure that you have unprecedented success with your club, like I did with Wrexham AFC, going from the Vanarama National to the Sky Bet Championship in just 5 seasons. It's almost actually securing promotion to the Premier League within those 5 seasons as well. And what is a better club to show you guys than doing it with Brentford, because they are turning out to be the epitome of success in football because everything they do is absolutely genius. So before we do get into today's video, please feel free to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Also, if you guys feel like joining the Discord, I'll be linking it down below. I post tactics in there and whatnot. We have a great community there. So if you guys would like to join it, I will be linking it down below. And without further ado, let's get into the video. All right, so starting things off, we're here at the transfer screen. So I'm going to be going over a few things. Also, keep in mind, I'm going to be doing like a short little series on this. We're going to talk about the keys to success with a club. We're going to talk about the keys to scouting and the keys to tactical success. So I'll be uploading these throughout the next few weeks. So if this does interest you guys, make sure to hit that sub button and you guys will not miss any of these videos. But getting into the transfers, first things first, free transfers. Free transfers never hurt anyone because you're not paying a fee, you're paying a salary. So what is phenomenal about that? Yes, you're still paying the player. You're having to pay their base salary. But when you sell a player on, you make nothing but profit. And it really, really helps with this yellow bar right here. This big yellow bar, that is your profits. That is what is going out. And when it is above your blue bar, especially by this much, it's absolutely phenomenal. So that is step one. Then you've got loans to and from your club and from affiliates. So a player that they have brought in, Brentford that is Winston Reid. They are kind of thin at the back, and when you have injuries, you need some depth. Winston Reid is amazing depth to have. He is a player that will definitely help you get the job done. And I mean, 3.5-star current ability, definitely some great depth. Also, having affiliates. Like I said, you can go to club info up here to affiliated clubs. These are the clubs that you will be affiliated with if you do have them. When I was at Wrexham, one of the clubs we were affiliated with was Liverpool. Now, keep in mind, in AFC Wimbledon, this is a key one because AFC Wimbledon is only in the league underneath Brentford. So if AFC Wimbledon came up, the link between them would be severed. Like, they would no longer be affiliates because they are then on equal playing level. Now, you can send your players to a club like AFC Wimbledon, who is beneath you, Boreham Wood, or even FC Midtjylland, because with FC Midtjylland, they are in a lower league than you, so you can send your players there to get development. You can send them to Boreham Wood, you can send them to AFC Wimbledon, and get that development, get that growth. But the club does not have to play them, so keep that in mind. But more often than not, they will. And with a club like FC Midtjylland, this is an international partnership. So this is absolutely phenomenal, a phenomenal one to have. Now, Brentford and FC Midtjylland can loan each other their players. So if FC Midtjylland, say, need a striker, you can loan them Ivan Toney if you no longer need him in the future. If Brentford need a midfielder, you can get one of their midfielders. So it really it is very beneficial. Plus, it helps with friendlies, which we will get into in a moment, and allows you to schedule friendlies that are beneficial for you and your affiliate, bringing money into both clubs. Now, next up, we're going back to the transfer history page. We have got poach big clubs. I did it at Wrexham, and it helped me get to where I am currently with them. So here we are looking through all of our free transfers. A majority of the time, they're going to be free transfers unless you can get a player like Mads Bidstrup on a cheap for 1.1 million from a club like RB Leipzig. That's absolutely massive. But if you can get players from the likes of Man United, Watford, Liverpool, West Brom, um, just the bigger clubs that are above you unfreeze and poach their players that they no longer see a need for, you need those players because they can either help you first team wise in the future, help your U23s in the now or in the future, and you can move them on for money because that is another thing that I'm going to be talking about here in a moment, which actually we'll just get right into. So, we're going to go to the U23s right here with Brentford. Brentford have one of the best U23 teams in the world currently. The way that they do it is the way that I was doing it at Wrexham, and it really, really helped. What they do when they bring in players for U23s, it is about development and growth and how much money can you possibly bring us in the future. That looks weird. Those two things. So that is what you want to focus on for your U23s is we want you to grow and we want your profitability to grow as well because not every single player is going to be a one club man like Totti was with Roma. So definitely keep that in mind. You want growth from your U23s and you want to be able to sell them on. Now, a player that I can tell you right now that will sell on for a pretty penny from Brentford is Tristan Kramer. I had him with Wrexham. He was absolutely phenomenal. Brought him in on loan, and he ended up going to, I believe it was a club in Switzerland, and they paid like $1 million for him. So it's really, really worth your time to invest into a U23 or B team, depending on what club you are in. And if you heard that, Ching, that was a key to success. You want to have your U23s be valuable to you, your B team be valuable to you. So you definitely want to invest into it. Another player that I had was Kane O'Connor. Sold him on for a pretty penny. Kutsimuko is another player that you can sell on for a pretty penny, even though he's only valued at 22,000 and you see 2.5 star potential ability. You grow him, you can sell him for 250,000. So, I mean, all around, another player is Jan Zaburek, who they brought in from Slavia Prague, which is another player that they poached. You definitely have the ability to have a player that is currently worth 155,000 who has 4-star potential ability and sell him for a easy 800,000 to $1 million that just brings in a nice little boost to your club. Now, we're going to talk about finances for a moment. First thing that we are going to do with finances is debts and loans. When you're talking about debt, net debt, that is what your club is in overall. You can have bank loans, owner loans, whatever they may be. You want to be able to pay those off as quickly as possible because you hate being in debt to a bank. So I actually did it with Dynamo Moscow. We were $70 million in debt when I got there, and I cleared it within a season because what you want to do is win your leagues, win your league cups. If you're in continental competition, you want to do well there. You want to be able to move players on that will bring profit to your club like we have been talking about this entire time. So you do that, it's really going to help. Now, if you're at a club that doesn't have continental potential at the moment, you want to focus domestically, win domestically, and within time that net debt will disappear. Now, you see the transfer debt. The reason why there is transfer debt here is because Brentford are smart. So, we're going to go to projection. You see how their balance currently is 12.3 million in the bank. And they're supposed to be in the red the next 2 seasons. They're not going to be in the red the next 2 seasons, and their profit and loss is not going to be in the red for those 3 seasons. What's going to happen transfer-wise, transfer history-wise, actually, no, we need to go, give me one moment. Here we go. All right, clauses. So, you see all these clauses? Clause for James Tarkowski. You can get 25% of profit made on his next transfer will be owed to Brentford. They sold him for 5.25 million to Burnley. More than likely, with what he is valued at $31 million, you're going to get a pretty penny when someone buys him. Because more often than not, someone buys him. Neil Maupay, you are still owed installments. If you are selling a player to a club that can't afford the transfer all at one moment, do installments and you get money over time, which will ensure success over time because you're getting a consistent flow of cash into your club. They did it with Neil Maupay. They've done it with plenty of others. Another one right here, Ezri Konsa, 3 installments of 3.22 each. And also at Neil Maupay, you also have league appearances. You've got international caps for some players. So definitely keep in mind everything that you can have. And I mean, look at all these for Saeed Benrahma. You can constantly get an influx of cash through clauses that will help with your finances. Because like I said, projection-wise, they're looking like they're going to be in the red. With all those clauses, they are not going to be in the red. And also keep in mind, you can sell on clauses if need be. Now, also talking about finances, we are going to go here to the summary page. When you are looking at your finances, main thing you want to look at is overall balance. That is what you can invest into your club. You want to invest into your club because when you go to your club info and facilities to bring in the best of the best, you don't want to be average training facilities, basic youth facilities. You want to be good, great, excellent, state of the art. That's what you want. You work towards that by investing into your club. Same thing with youth level. Now, they don't do a youth intake, so with clubs that you do have a youth intake, you will have to upgrade your youth level, and that will cost money throughout time. So definitely keep that in mind. But I mean, really improving your club. If your club has very secure financial structure, and I would say at least over 40 million in the overall balance, I would look to invest in your club ASAP in areas that you know you need to invest in, because it can even be just as little as adding another scout or whatnot to help you out for the future. Now, the last thing that I'm going to talk about financially is we're going to look at board requests. When we all go to board requests, I know this has been every single one of us. We always want to increase the transfer budget. We want more money. Do not ask for that unless you know you can afford it. It goes back to the overall balance. Only ask for things that you know you can afford. Same thing with increased payroll. If you know you can afford it, do it. If you cannot, wait a season or two, then come back and be like, okay, can we afford it now? If so, definitely do it. Now, we are going on to, I believe it is the last two things, and I've got one honorable mention. So, we're going to go back to the transfer history. There is a movie called Moneyball. What you want to do is what is done in that movie. You want to run your club on statistics, whether that be you looking at a player and being like, okay, this guy is a massive upgrade over what we already have, or you look and see what he has done in the past, such as what they did with Ivan Toney, where everyone thought he was a bust. Everyone thought he was a bust because he went to Newcastle. Newcastle dropped him, goes to Scunthorpe, scores 15 goals in 31 games, goes to Wigan, 4-24, then goes to Peterborough and scores 40 and 76. Brentford are like, okay, maybe this guy is finally getting on track. They bring him in. He was without a doubt the best player in the Sky Bet Championship this season. I would argue Emi Buendia was up there as well. Absolutely love that guy. But Ivan Toney was absolutely ruthless, and they knew he had the capability to do that because they did the Moneyball mentality. You want to do a Moneyball mentality because all that they paid for Ivan Toney was $8.25 million. A player does that, you can sell him easily for 30 million after a season in the Prem because their value goes up because you're in England. Now, another thing with the Moneyball mentality is look at these bars. This is the out, this is the in. They only spent 14.5 million to get all of these players in, and they're all going to play massive roles for you, whether it's bringing you money in the future, growing to become part of your starting 11, there we go, or helping you gain promotion. Then you look at the out. 63 million out, 14.5 to bring players in. It's absolutely incredible. And they did it with Ali Watkins, and they did it with Saeed Benrahma. They brought them in on cheap and sold them for big time money. You can do this in reality. You can do this in FM. That is why I'm showing you this with Brentford, because I was doing it with Wrexham. I brought in a goalkeeper on a free in the Vanarama National. Once I got to the Sky Bet Championship, I knew he was no longer a viable option for us. Sold him for 1.5 million. Had a kid that I developed from one of my youth intakes, developed him all the way to the point where I was like, okay, he's starting out to grow the club. We need an influx of cash. Let's do it now. Made $12 million by selling him to Bournemouth. Another player had a release clause that brought him in on free, release clause of 20 million. You do the Brentford Moneyball style, you will be successful. It is the main keys to success. Do it the Brentford way. It is very, very smart. I did it at Wrexham. I'm going to keep on saying it. It's genius. If you guys do this, you guys will definitely have success in FM21. And one thing that they had to do, which is another point that I'm about to make, is sell to grow. You need to sell players like Ali Watkins and Saeed Benrahma to be able to grow. You made $63 million, spent 14.5 of it, brought in enough players, U23 level and starting team level, and then got promoted to the Premier League in reality. You can easily replicate that in FM21 with any club. If you have players that you can sell on for big money and you reinvest it smart, make sure it's smart, you can definitely do what Brentford did. I did it at Wrexham. I did it at Dinamo Moscow because I thought it was the end of the world when I sold one of my center backs, brought in a guy from Germany for like 2-point-something million. I'm easily able to sell him on for 40 million, and his name is Jordan Tranarega. He is easily my favorite center back in this game. So if you guys haven't used them, I highly suggest you use them. But the last thing we're going to talk about here is value your league. What I mean by that is you want to value whatever your domestic competition is. Yes, in England you have the FA Cup, Carabao Cup, Build Base FA, whatever you may be in. But you want to value the Prem, the Sky Bet Championship, the Sky Bet League 1, Sky Bet League 2, Vanarama National, yada, yada, yada. You want to value that over everything because that is where the main money is. That is also where, if all else fails and you have success in your league, you're safe. You could finish in semifinal in the FA Cup, Carabao Cup, get to the semifinal in the Champions League, but you win your league in the Premier League, you're safe because you won the league. Now, yes, you might be on the outs, but you still won the league. That keeps you safe. So you definitely want to focus on your league for that point, but also you want your competition and reputation to grow as high as possible. Now, we are in the Sky Bet Championship, which, let me find it. All right, we are in the Sky Bet Championship, which is the 21st ranked league in the world. Some people do saves where they try and grow a country from, say, let's go with Belarus. They try and grow Belarus from 26th all the way to the top 10 league. You can definitely do that. You want to focus on your league for that reason and domestic signings, which is what Brentford likes to do. You definitely want to focus on domestic signings and signing players within your country or the leagues within your country. And it really helps with your league's development at getting towards that number one spot. And it's very smart to do so. But that is all for today's video. Sorry it was kind of lengthy, but like I said, gonna be doing one for keys to scouting and keys to the to tactical success. So if that interests you guys, please feel free, hit that sub button. They'll be coming out very shortly. But like I said earlier in the video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you guys did happen to enjoy the video. And until next time, have a good one. Bye-bye.